What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Boardman Gets Paid podcast. I'm your host, Andre Lindo, and today what do we got here? We
got shells, man.
Shells. Whoa.
Shells, I'm in the basement,
We're in the booth.
I'm in the basement, man. I know, right? Rhapsody in the booth.
The booth. Oh, Rhapsody. Oh, my God.
I missed that show.
I learned something interesting today.
Yeah.
That, I don't know if you remember this, that Ludacris went and did a freestyle on the booth.
Mm-hmm. Multiple.
And he said this line, which I'm always wondering, what happened. And oh my God, I'm gonna have to send you the video. Basically, he said a line that didn't really make sense to people when he called out Method Man and Redman.
Okay.
But it basically the whole story is that Method Man and I think it's Redman, they were doing a pilot for like a punked show, very similar to Ashton Kutcher's Punked.
Okay.
And the first person they punked was Ludacris. So what they did was produce a really crappy beat, but they were like hyping it up as it like being the best.
Oh,
beat
I remember
ever.
this. Yes.
And,
I remember this.
And they gave it to him.
Yeah.
And Luda killed the beat, bro.
He did, yeah.
He just killed it, yo. So he does homage to that in that freestyle, and everyone always was a little confused, and that's where it's from. Anyways, this is not a rap podcast. This is a basketball podcast where we talk about our beloved Toronto Raptors.
Yes.
As you see, I'm still a little sick, hence the sick beard. And I've been talking this whole time, and I'm gonna cough.
Go ahead, man. Be free. Let the cough be free, man. It's natural.
Let it be free. Let's go. How you doing, Sheldon? How you living?
I'm doing good, man. Just wrapped up a No Service podcast.
Shout out to the No Service podcast.
Yes, sir. Shout out, man. It was fun, man. It was fun to have my girl Alicia on. We talk hoops, we talk everything, self-driving Ubers, all kind of stuff. So it was good though.
Self-driving Uber. Hey guys, check out the No Service podcast wherever you download your podcast. Please check them out. If you are Toronto mans, you will understand everything these guys are saying.
Facts. And if you're not, still watch, right?
But it's great. Sheldon is a seasoned podcaster now, so
hey man, I appreciate that,
we appreciate him here, helping us out and giving his insights.
Don't make me blush, man. I'm black. Come on.
Black people don't blush, man.
We don't blush. On the inside. Not the inside. That's it.
The inside, yeah. Anyways, Raptors go 0-4 in this week 12. And guess what? We are almost at the halfway point of the season. I think next podcast we'll do like a little bit of a season review kind of thing. Maybe I'll go back
soon and next month. So halfway point, unofficial halfway point.
So the Raptors are now 9. Well, as we're recording this on a Monday, the Raptors played the Golden State Warriors. Warriors did not play well. The Raptors actually played some defense, and Chris Boucher is working so hard to get us the number 1 pick. I love Chris Boucher. He's doing his darndest out there.
It's funny. The Warriors are super banged up right now. They're missing everybody. There's players on the floor that I've never even seen before on their team. Hitting
How
shots.
You find them light skinned shooters, yo?
I don't know, bro. I have no idea. But they got the GOAT out there hitting left-handed passes to some random dude with braids that I've never seen before. He's hitting shots. So
I don't know how he does
shout
it,
out to them, man. They made it a game. The Raptors. I mean, without Chris Boucher, this is a loss, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that as we'll
talk about next week. You'll get to hear the full because Raptors are 9-31, like 40 games in, 9-41.
This just reminds me of the dark days of Milt Palacio and
I still think this team was better.
Dude, this team is way better.
Fam.
Yeah, Roko Ukic. Come on, man.
All right.
Linus plays it, He was our best scorer at one point.
All right, let's get into that first game. All right.
Yes, sir.
First game, Milwaukee Bucks versus the Toronto Raptors. Do you remember watching this terrible game?
The Bucks came in on a heater. They won the last few games there. They're on a pretty decent stretch. I think they're finally finding their groove since acquiring Dame Lillard. They're finally figuring out that, hey, let Dame be Dame.
Yeah.
Don't try to turn him into a point guard. Let him score the ball, and let Giannis just go downhill. Stop trying to change him.
Yeah.
We've been trying to
18 and
change
6,
Giannis.
yo.
Yeah, we've been trying to
18 and
change Giannis
16.
ever since he came in the league. I think he found his niche again, and he stuck to it. And the Raptors couldn't stop them.
They
They really
couldn't.
couldn't stop those two, man. So shout
Well,
out to
they
the
kind of did shut down Giannis, man. Scotty kind of
shut
kept
down.
him down. Yeah, like if you see, let me just open up the box score. Today I'm using Yahoo Sports because I'm tired of the ads on
Yeah,
ESPN.
they're showing
But
booty over there.
look at this: 5 for 8 from the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Scotty was defending him the whole night.
Yeah, they had a great game, but I mean, Giannis was doing a great job of decoying,
Yeah,
which freed up Lillard a lot for a lot of shots. But the
he was
Raptors did not play a
killing.
good game themselves. It was a really
Yeah,
bad effort on our part.
yeah.
You know, outside
As
of
you
our
can
top
see
two
from the
forwards.
plus minuses, one of my favorite
Yeah, I mean,
stats now.
just look at the
Minus
3-point
30.
shots. Look at the 3-point shot. We talk about it a lot. We do not have 3-point shooters, but we have guys taking 2 of 5, 0 of 4, 1 of
9:35,
5.
yo.
That's disgusting, man. Absolutely disgusting. Right. And our best shooters, Grady and Walter, pretty much had the best averages. So I think we should just stick with that. Leave the
Yeah,
non-shooters as that.
we're
I
going
know
to
the
talk
NBA
about
is trying to be,
Grady.
yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Grady as well. He's been kind of struggling out there.
Yes,
I
yes.
don't care. He let him shoot. Continue
Yeah.
to shoot. We were actually talking about this at a halftime. Is it
Mhm.
seems like they're, and even the commentator said it. It's like they're trying to make Grady a spot up shooter.
Right. Right. Right.
And
Right.
that's not his game. He is a
Which
movement
is
shooter.
funny because we saw at the beginning of the season this year, Grady took a leap where his total game kind of started to blossom. You know what I mean? It wasn't
Yep.
just now he's a shooter and he's a good shooter. He was taking guys off the dribble. He was hitting mid range. He was taking guys to the rim. I mean, he was showing the full package, and I think we've kind of lost that so far in the recent games since guys will come back. We've kind of just forgotten about Grady. In the
Yeah.
offense. And
And
it's
that's
sad.
that's and that sucks because I that's a coaching thing. I'm sorry.
100%,
Yes,
100%.
yes, you're gonna have players get their own, but you have to feed the hot hand. He was doing so well, and in the positions that he is in, now
Yep.
you're putting him in the corner to shoot and trying to be like even just the way even how he shoots.
Mhm.
It's not a spot up shooter type of shot.
No.
It's a
It's a
like a
rhythm. It's a
rhythm.
rhythm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's sad, but no, don't worry. I think he'll get through it. But I think this coach. I'm
Well,
sorry, man.
like you said, the coach is not putting him in positions to succeed
No,
because in the starting lineup, it feels like it's kind of overcrowded, right? And if you find that a player, because we spoke about this, we said who's gonna suffer the most with if you put all the starters back in, right? And
yeah,
Grady's obviously the one that's suffering. So I think you
yeah,
should find ways to get him minutes with another lineup because he's not getting the ball on offense with this starting group, and it's really looking bad
yeah.
in his overall game.
It might be that we need to put him. Make him come off the bench, which I don't agree with. I think he should
Well,
start.
you don't have to take him off the starting lineup, but stagger his minutes, right? To where he's playing with someone who's going to look for him instead of RJ, who's going to ignore him on every drive.
Yeah,
Which
like
is
our
weird
boy.
because they had great chemistry, but it's like the guys are not looking for him anymore
They're
in the
not looking for
offense.
him. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like the offense has kind of changed.
yeah,
Just another thing I want to bring up. I think this is the first game, or maybe it's the second game where we have our actual starting five. So
yeah.
Emmanuel Quickly's healthy, Scotty Barnes is healthy, RJ Barrett, Jakob Pertl, Grady Dick. So
Yep.
this is the five that we've been waiting for so long to finally get. What are
Mhm,
your thoughts on how? I guess it's been a week, or
mhm.
maybe we should go after the games. We'll talk about it. Actually, let's go after the games.
Okay, sure.
Again, just talking about this game, it was a tough game to kind of watch.
Yeah.
With the different matchups, the Raptors weren't scoring. I think turnovers were at 15. That's their average. They average about 15 to 16 turnovers a game.
Mhm, mhm.
And defensively, they just could not. They cannot defend the 3-point line. So let's just real quick. I want to show you. Let's say this matchup. The three. Oh no, it doesn't show that. The 3-point shooting. Right.
Yeah.
Look at this.
So
22 for 44 from
just hold on.
3-point
Just look at the
range.
graphic. Just look at the graphic.
Yeah.
Look at the
Oh, yeah.
shots that Milwaukee was taking here.
Yeah.
Right. just look at the clump of shots outside the arc compared to the Toronto Raptors. You can visibly see at the top left arc, right? Just the amount of threes we were taking, and how much we missed in
Correct.
the top of the key and on the right side of the 3-point line. So it's like you can see the offense is not geared towards 3-point shooting because we are not making a lot,
Yeah.
right? We're taking a lot of threes, but they're not good shots, right? And our best 3-point shooters are not even getting the ball, which
It's
is
very
not good.
interesting you say that because look at even the shots, the 3 points that were made.
Yeah, yeah.
These look like if you think about how far
Not
away
easy
they are
shots.
from the
Yeah,
three
these are not
pointer,
easy shots at all.
it
Yeah.
means that they're actually going under the screens. They're not
Yes.
going over the screens,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
right?
And also, you made a point earlier. We were talking about it offline, but like the guys on Milwaukee are actually setting the screens and holding them. Brooke
Yes.
Lopez did a great job of freeing
Look,
up Lillard on a lot of plays. Freeing up other guys for shots. And to me, that's the difference with our players. Bobby Portis does a great job of
well,
screening.
you,
You know
you
what I
said
mean?
the name, yeah. But
Um,
I don't think it's a screen. I don't think the Raptors can't screen.
I never said
Their
they can.
thing
They're just not doing
is
it.
like they just do these slip screen
Yeah,
stuff,
they're
and
not screening. Yeah,
I don't get
yeah.
it, bro.
Well,
Um,
again, and I hate to agree with you on it, but it is a coaching thing. That's a strategy. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
a strategy because if you're running a play where okay, a guy's gonna set the screen at the top of the key, if he's gonna slip it, that's a design
yeah,
from the coaches, right? It's not you can't slip every screen. You know what I mean? At some point, you got to hold the screen and see what it can do for your players. Imagine quickly with coming off the screen with an open look. I think those are gonna be better shots for him.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's so funny you say that because we actually said that today. We're talking, but I was talking online, and it's like
Yeah.
you cannot slip every screen. You
No, you
need
can't.
a solid like today. It's so sucky because we watched today's game. Today's
Yeah, yeah.
game, they took advantage of the Warriors being small. They were
Mhm.
doing like every other play was a high low feed,
Mhm,
high
mhm.
low feed, and but instead of them setting picks for the high low feed. They were
Yeah.
slip picking. But
Yeah.
which would have just allow for players to just collapse on them. Which
Simple.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't
Simple. Simple. Simple.
know. We
Simple.
got some comments in the chat from a guy named Tanel. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Shut
Saying
up.
blessings to the Raptors fans. Nice game. Glad for the win. Thank you, Tanel.
Yes, sir. Shout out.
I'll yeah, we're not talking about this game today. I know we should, but
We
we
can
do
talk
kind of
about it. We can reference it
we
later
can
on.
reference it. Well, we've been
Yeah.
referencing it the whole
Oh,
time,
true.
but
That's true.
bless up out there. Thanks for following and watching along.
Shout
But
out
yeah,
to you.
other than that, I would like to say though as well, Scotty Barnes offensively in this game,
Mhm.
he did really well. I liked his game. 21 points. It
Kind
was
of 18.
21 points. 2 rebounds, 5 assists. He did an okay game. It's the turnovers that
Yeah.
gets me.
Turnovers hurt.
Yeah, but he's a high usage player. But the thing is that Emmanuel quickly should have been taking over those minutes. So, anyways, we'll talk about that later. Let's get into the next game.
Yeah.
Raptors played the New York Knicks, and man, oh
Oh,
man,
oh
if
boy.
you Raptors lose this one 112-98, it was a tight game, but as you can see from the
Mhm.
way that the thing's showing you here, it was tight, but New York always
So,
had the win,
has
the lead.
question for you: has RJ or Emmanuel quickly beaten their former squad since the trade?
Unfortunately, no, I don't believe
I'm
they
worried
have.
about that. I'm worried about that. And the reason why I bring that up is because it is a thing where a former player goes back to a former team and plays their best basketball, especially after a trade,
Yeah.
right? Usually after a trade, the player's a little salty for whatever reason, or they're just trying to show off. And they usually have great games, right?
Mhm.
I.e., DeMar DeRozan returning to Toronto after getting traded,
Yeah.
look like prime Michael Jordan, against us. Like there's
Well,
so many
Emmanuel
examples.
quickly had an okay game. Like I think this is
But
his first time back.
it doesn't feel like it's translating
No.
into like good play for the Raptors. You know what I mean? Like he can have a good game, sure, but +7, like 3, 5 assists, 22
He had an
points. That's
okay game.
okay.
But
That's not a revenge
20,
game, man. I need a
yeah.
revenge game from the
I
Knicks, man.
want like 32, 40
Yeah,
points,
you know what I mean. He
a
going
big
crazy in the
shot.
fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah, man? I need a revenge game from RJ or quickly against the Knicks. The Knicks have been punking us ever since this trade.
Yeah. Yeah. We still got a ring though.
Right?
So that's all I have to say
Which is
about
okay.
the Knicks. Yeah, the Knicks fans are awesome though. Like you gotta go on Twitter. Knicks fans, we're a
They're the
little
best.
closer.
They're the
They're
best
fun.
online fans. I'll say.
Yeah,
They're the
yeah.
best online fans for sure. For sure. And then
I'll,
the
I'll
Raptors fans
in
are.
the Cavs game. I'll tell you about some. We got in some arguments with Cavs fans, bro. But Knicks fans are like they're just so raw, man.
They are. They are. And you know what? It's too the thing about the Knicks fans
Yeah,
is like some teams have international fans. You know, like
yeah,
Lakers, Celtics got international fans. So it's not just New Yorkers, right? Which the thing with New York, it's like their fans are very eccentric, but you can tell like a real New York fan.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, outside of a bandwagon international New York fan. You
They'll
know.
tell you. They'll say, "My guy, my guy."
Yeah, like
But anyways, one thing though, sorry, New York Knicks fans, bro, you guys are not getting out of the second round, bro.
no,
Like,
definitely,
look at these minutes, bro.
definitely not, man.
That's your
Listen,
starting lineup, bro. Like,
Listen, that
chill.
starting five needs to just sit out the entire All-Star break. Even
Yeah,
if one of them gets selected, just take like a week
yeah.
off and go to like Aruba and get massages all week because you guys need a rest, man. I feel bad
That
for
man,
y'all.
right? I don't understand. That
I
man
feel bad
rides
for
those guys. And
y'all. I
another
don't get
thing
it.
too, yeah.
Oh man, yeah. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Another thing too. Why does OG always show up for our games too, bro?
But
He's
this is my
all
point.
killing us,
This is
yo.
my point. Revenge game.
Oh
He's
my
looking
god.
at it. I know we didn't want to pay him and he understood that, but like, why does he always have to show that, this is what y'all could have had?
What
Not
a
for 200
plus
million, bro.
24,
Not for
27
200 million.
points. The man's hitting threes. Like, when did OG hit threes like that, yo? From the corner? Like, oh my,
Can we talk
hold on,
about
let me see
Mikal
his,
Bridges going 2 for 11? Yikes!
like,
Mikal
yeah,
Bridges hit 2 for
Bridges
11.
is,
Ugh.
Bridges is kind of a
Eh,
sorry.
But yeah, go back to OG.
Yeah, I'm going to OG, yeah.
Like
Where is he?
what? He's the type of guy where I'm talking about. Like he has revenge game just imprinted in his mind. He sees Toronto or Raptors and he's like, I'm ready.
Bro, look at these freaking, what the
Bro,
hell is this shit, bro?
threes. That's
Sorry,
his
excuse my
specialty, man.
language, bro. Like,
That's his specialty, man.
it's like dunk.
Yeah, dunk. Maybe like
What?
a floater, but
Okay.
everything else is threes, man. You
Man,
know,
this is
he's playing his
ridiculous.
role. He's playing his role, bro.
Oh man. Anyways, New York,
Shout out to OG,
New York.
man.
Shout out to New York. I like.
Yeah.
I like them. I like them
They're a fun
because
team to watch.
they're cousins. You know, they're
Yeah.
our little cousins. You know, trying
Yeah.
to win some games. But
Yep.
look at like, bro, 38, 30
Just
something, then 21, 15, 11, and then
3-2-2-2.
oh,
Why even put those guys in the game at that point?
yeah.
That's just ridiculous.
Anyways, for this match, anything stood out to you from the matchup?
Well, yeah, but the fact that quickly and RJ okay, this is one thing I need to complain about with these NBA players nowadays,
Mhm.
right? A lot of these guys are focused on their brand instead of like winning or team basketball. I've seen Emmanuel quickly post a graphic or it was a picture of him,
Yeah,
in the middle of New York court, just after I guess he hit a big shot or whatever it was. And he posted a picture, but in my mind, I'm like, you lost the game, bro. I'm not posting a picture after I lose a game. I'm not happy about that. And there's something about NBA players and like and I'm not saying they don't care. It's just that it just seems the perception is like I'm cool. Let's move on to the next game. I got my profile photo for the next 2 days. I'm good. Like I got something to post in my story. I'm good. Like I'm tired of seeing it, man. I'm tired of it.
yeah.
I need guys to
I don't
care
know,
a little
bro.
longer, a little
You the Knicks traded you. I know New York, Madison Square Garden. It's the Mecca, man. You've been playing there for so many years. Why are you posting a picture like that,
more. Why are you
bro?
posting that?
You got beat up. Like Cat
You know what I'm
Williams didn't
saying?
even have a knee out there. Cat didn't even have a knee
Yeah,
out there, and he's killing us, bro.
killing us. Man.
Cat won for what? 27 points, bro.
He's 13
Ugh,
rebounds, 4 assists,
bro.
2
On one
assists.
knee. I don't know.
You know,
Other than that, I think a steady arm that's been really
your
something
boy
that
Bruce Brown, man, 4 points, 21 minutes, minus 16. Shout out to him. Chris Boucher, we'll get to him in a minute, but he's the plus 11 in Garrett Temple.
hey,
Shout out to these guys, man.
yeah, well,
All right,
anyways,
let's
we'll
move on.
talk about that. Let's go. Let's move on to the Cleveland game where the
Raptors.
Raptors got mollywopped.
Yep.
Not mollywopped, but it
Outclassed.
was a good game though,
You
right?
know what? This game I was expecting. I was expecting a little more of an not an upset. Sorry, beat down. But
Yeah.
they're missing their superstar. Cleveland
Mhm.
was missing Donovan Mitchell. But that team is good, man. That team is really good.
I don't agree. I don't think they're as good as people say they are.
No,
They
some,
remind me of the Atlanta Hawks, bro. You remember the Atlanta
some
Hawks that went 60 and 20,
yeah,
22? That's literally them. I it's just they don't scare you. Like
I don't think they scare anybody.
you know what I mean? Like if you look at Boston, you
Mhm.
know you're getting killed by like how are you
Yeah,
gonna stop this guy? Donovan
there's so
Mitchell doesn't
many.
put the fear of God like
So
those Boston players
I
do.
agree. I agree with you on that point. They're not fearful for me. What I mean by when I say they're good is that, these guys just don't stop coming at you, man. Like
Yeah.
it's a constant barrage of either I'm gonna kill you in the paint with my two bigs,
Mhm.
right? I'm just gonna out rebound you, I'm gonna out post you, out play you in the inside, and or it's we can play the guard game, we can hit threes all night, play inside out, or we could just throw lobs over the top. Like the Raptors had a hard time locking in on one thing and
Yeah.
just like say, okay, we're gonna beat them this way.
Yeah.
The game was close for most of it,
Yeah, but
but
then
then
we got killed by
Cleveland was just
Darius
like, man,
Garland, bro.
pack it up now.
Darius Garland, 40 points, um, 4 for
Yeah, keep talking.
7 from 3, 14 for 22 from the field. Like he was killing us in this game. I don't know, man. Like point of attack defense. And another thing too, we didn't really play Mitchell on him too much. I think Mitchell had a few fouls quickly. Let me see. No foul. Barely played. And especially in the last couple of minutes of the game when we were trying to, really win the game. I think we were doing well when it came to trying to win the game, and we needed someone to defend. Like and that guy just flew right by us. We didn't know. I wasn't sure what happened in that last few minutes where he was switched on to Scotty. Didn't make sense to me. I don't know, but I chalk this up to kind of a coaching thing, but we played them evenly. I think it was a good game. I think Evan Mobley versus Scotty Barnes. I think Scotty really tried to take that to heart, and of course Scotty won this matchup. I think statistically, not the war, but he won the battle, but not the war. And I didn't know Mobley can shoot, so Mobley's there hitting 3-pointers, right? Going 3 for 5 from 3, and playing really good defensively, interior defense. But it's not like they were dominant over us. The only person that was technically dominant over us was Darius Garland,
Yeah.
that was just handling us. But we handled the Ty Jerome's, the Max Struces, and making sure that they don't go off on us.
Mhm.
So when we think about like even like what was going wrong with us, let's look at the stats.
Mhm.
Turnovers, 12
Yeah.
turnovers. We kept it down, but it was the 3-point shooting.
Yeah.
14 for
Again,
31. Yeah.
again, it's the
And
story
what
of
did
the season.
Cleveland? 18 for 45. So it was what was interesting is in the first half, Cleveland was like 5 for 13, 5 for like 20 something.
Mhm.
It was in the second half that they ended up pouring in more of the 3-pointers
Yep.
and getting closer to their league average, which is what kind of brought them back into this game. It was very interesting. Like I remember, yeah, they just started to pull away after that. Right?
It was the fourth quarter that did us in.
Mhm.
But again, the Raptors could not hone in on one thing defensively because, they were getting killed inside. They said, okay, let's load the paint up. And then the Cavs were just like, all right, let's start shooting threes. You're going to
Yeah.
load the paint. You're going to leave Garland and these guys open. They just killed us all night. And Garland did a great job, man. Great. Like he's such a shifty point guard to where you want him to have lob threats because he's going to get to the paint with ease. Right. And this is what I kind of envisioned Emmanuel quickly to be.
Yeah.
Just that we haven't seen enough sample size of him yet. But
So that's what the conversation started to happen on
Mhm.
Twitter is like, who's better right now, or who like
Who you
is
want?
who do you want? Is Emmanuel Quickly worth the money that he's getting, right?
So if
Compared
I'm
to
looking at it, yeah,
and then when you compare it to Darius Garland, sorry, when I compare it
no,
to
go ahead,
Darius
go ahead.
Garland, he he's about the same contract sample size. So you're
Mm-hmm.
like, that's why they get compared so much. Like, is he did we overpay Emmanuel quickly, and should we be expecting Darius Garland production from Emmanuel quickly?
So two things could be true.
Mhm.
Um, we haven't had a big enough sample size of Emmanuel quickly, but
Yeah.
what I will say is quickly has a higher ceiling to me
Mhm.
than
Oh, okay. Why do you say that?
because quickly has the defensive potential. Right, he's a bigger guard. He has the potential. And hear me out.
Quickly has a better
Hear me out.
defensive.
Yes, hear me out. Hear me out.
Okay.
As a
Okay.
bigger guard, right, he has a better potential to play defense. I'm not saying he's a better defender. He has the potential to be a better defender. And we've seen it. Even in New York, he was never this bad defensively. But I'm gonna give him a break because he's coming off an injury. Maybe he's holding back a little bit. But for me, when I've seen quickly, take over a game, it was really like you were like, whoa, this guy could be something special, right? We haven't seen that big enough sample size in Toronto. He has had moments, early in his Toronto tenure where it's like you're looking at him like, wow, this guy could be something great.
Yeah.
The overpaying, I'm not gonna speak to it because there's so many factors that come with that. The new TV deal, the market, the players that are available, all that stuff
Mhm.
gets played into it. But
Yeah, we've
if
argued
I'm
that point already. Yeah.
yeah, if I'm choosing a guard, it's hard not to choose Garland right now, right?
Yeah.
Just based off of right now. But
Yeah.
I think quickly can do what he does and better. But again, we got to see it, man. We got to see it out there.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
I think another thing too is Garland's not, like you said, he's not the best defensively, but
no, it's not.
this team, like, he's a starting point guard. He plays
Mhm.
what? Look at it. He plays a lot of minutes. Why do you feel that he's able to kind of stay with it
Because he
defensively?
has he has those two giants behind him.
And
That hey,
Donovan
and
Mitchell,
Donovan
and
Mitchell. If my guy gets by me, okay, get by
mhm,
Evan Mobley at the rim or Jared Allen,
Jared Allen.
who's doing a great job right now of
Mhm.
playing that real inside game. Mobley's more of a hybrid type of player, but he's long and
Yeah.
he can play help defense, which is a good thing.
And
But
this
again,
is where we'll talk about the starting lineup, but like
yeah,
when you look at this starting lineup,
hmm
right? Obviously, if you take I think it's either Karis LeVert or Dean Wade out of the
yeah,
starting lineup,
hmm
and you put in Donovan Mitchell, there's more balance here because now
absolutely.
you have
hmm
that slasher, you
Yep,
have defensive
it's hard to double
interior
up,
defense,
hard to
and you
cheat.
have and you have the rim running big
Yeah,
man that can
big, yeah.
block.
hmm
So this is what I'm talking about, that balance, right? And I feel like the Raptors, when we look at the Raptors,
There's no balance here.
there's no balance. Like, to be honest, what would kind of balance it out is getting Dick out and adding Ochai. But
Abaji, yeah.
now you're going smaller.
Well, Ochai's a better defender, right?
Yeah, and he can hit a three. So
I think he hit a three. The only thing is, like, the Raptors are not, and we spoke about it earlier. We're not maximizing Grady's potential in the starting lineup, right? You're
exactly.
making him a 3-point shooter in the corner
Yeah.
when he's much more than that, right? He can attack off the dribble. He's a willing passer. I mean, I've seen this guy make a few plays where it's like, okay, you can see the court well enough to make these passes. So I think it's a coaching thing. We're gonna have to get more creative in the offensive
Yeah.
strategy. But right now, Grady is taking the biggest hit right now, and it's showing on the court.
It sucks because it's like we see the potential. And even Coach Rajakovic said this like earlier in the season that, oh yeah, Grady will have his time.
Yeah,
It will come.
and he
And I'm
did.
sitting there, and I'm like,
He did early on. He had a great time. Like, he was really really showing. And you were telling me that this is how he was in Kansas, but
yeah.
I mean, he was really showing that other side of him where you can see where his ceiling might be. And it was pretty high, to be honest with you.
So fans, just if you are listening to this and watching this and you want to learn a little bit more about Grady, I did a podcast earlier, probably in like the third or fourth episode, where we actually break down uh Grady Dick's game with my
hmm
boy Mouth of the North. So you can check out that podcast, and it should be in one of these
Sweet.
videos. So maybe I'll pop it into the top here, and you guys can watch it. Yeah. So yeah.
Mhm.
Anyways, like this is a good conversation. We'll talk more about the starting lineup right after this, but let's get to that last game. And that was the Detroit game.
Oh man,
Detroit game.
Oh man, oh man, oh man.
Raptors lose 123-114 to Cade.
Yeah, you said it right. To Cade.
Oh man, 22 points, 17 rebounds,
Triple double.
and 17 assists. Man, 10
Yeah, but
rebounds.
let's go deeper. How many turnovers did he have?
Okay, but
Because
I know people are
they were
saying
hyping up
that
this triple double like he was doing something amazing.
he almost had a quadruple double with turnovers.
Well, I mean, he did technically. That's what Shaq used to say. Like the guy scored getting all these triple doubles, but he had 10 turnovers. That makes
Yeah,
no sense.
I know people like this kid, but I don't know. I find that he reminds me of players that get empty stats. Like
Kevin
they're
Love.
always in good yes, like Kevin Love.
Yeah.
That's who he reminds me of. And I'm
Timberwolves
not
Kevin Love. Yeah.
yeah, and I'm not saying that he's not a good player.
Mhm.
That's what I'm not saying.
No,
I'm
the eye
saying that
can
he's
see that.
like you remember when Westbrooks was getting those triple doubles?
Mhm.
It was like
Mhm.
it's almost like that where he'll grab a rebound because it dropped to him,
'Cause it
or
dro-
or he'll get an assist because he just like put it in
yeah.
someone's hand.
It's
And no,
almost
it
like
just
a
feels
loophole, right? Like he
yeah,
found a loophole and he's gonna exploit the loophole. And
yeah,
this is what I don't like because again, we watch the games, right? This is why I
yeah,
keep telling people stats are cool, but when you're watching the games, what kind of rebounds did he get? Did it
yeah,
just fall in his hand? Was he boxing out? Was he Charles Barkley out
yeah.
there? Like, I need to know
But
because it kind
he
of
did
raises the value of the triple double, right?
yeah, and but then again, like his team was playing really good. Like
Mm-hmm.
I find that this is way more balanced of a starting lineup.
Yes,
Like when you
since you
have
got
a Sear
Thompson back,
Thomas,
yeah,
you got your defender, you got your rim runner, you got
mm-hmm.
um
You,
like a
you
scorer,
score against
and you
type,
got
yeah,
you got a distributor, and you got your shooter.
shooter,
It's
yep.
just like it's a good balance. So it's
Well,
like
You see, the thing is, Cade sorry, Tim Hardaway are
mhm,
your offensive gunners. Like they're
yeah,
gonna put the ball in the hoop, and
yeah,
then you have guys like Asar Thompson, who's a wild card on offense, but on defense solid. Durant defense solid, right? So
yeah,
like you said, you have the balance, right? You're
yeah,
not just one sided. You're not only playing one side of the court, right?
yeah,
These guys, Tim Hardaway might be your liability, right? Cade might be a liability on defense, but the rest of the guys, Tobias Harris is no slum on defense.
yeah.
He's pretty decent. He's not the greatest, but he's decent. Asar Thompson
He's
looks
good. Yeah.
like the next Scottie Pippen. Him and his brother are amazing on defense.
Those
It's crazy.
two, oh my gosh.
It's crazy.
The guy that I like so much is Sasser. I know
Yes.
people, 5 points, 2 for 4. Why am I saying this?
No, he's had good
Bro,
games
when
this year.
he gets in, like
Oh
when
yeah.
he gets in the paint,
Yep.
his shiftiness, he reminds me of Tony, Terry Rozier. That's who he
Okay.
reminds me of.
Okay.
Remember early Terry
Shifty.
Rozier?
Yeah. Shifty. Yep.
Yeah. And someone told me that Terry Rozier was better than Fred VanVleet. That was funny.
All right. Let's
Anyways,
hit big shots in the finals. Let's not
yeah,
do that.
exactly. But this guy reminds me of Rozier, and then he's good defensively. He's good
Mm-hmm.
offensively. I think he is a really good like backup point guard, someone that
For
can
sure.
come in and just
But
kind of
that's all
play
you're
the second.
asking for
Yeah,
from your second guard. It's come
yeah,
in, play hard, get the team moving, and hit some shots, man. That's
yeah,
it. The
yeah,
point guard role has changed over the years, where you're not just no longer bringing up the court and setting up the offense. You got to
mhm,
score
yeah.
a little bit and play some
I
D,
agree.
right? Yeah.
I also find that this game, like Scotty was doing very well. Like
Mm-hmm.
defending Cade. Like I think Cade shot like really low percentage. Hold on, let me go back.
He was hotter early on. Was it
Yeah,
early on in the game? He had a stretch where Scotty was off of him, and that's when he started to get his offense going.
yeah,
But you
yeah.
put a bigger player on him, and he kind of struggled a little bit.
And it's funny because they're like best friends, like because they grew
Yeah,
up
yeah, yeah.
together, like played
For
together in
sure.
high school. But I guess again Manuel quickly was doing really well in this game.
Mm-hmm.
But the -24, bro.
It hurts, man. That means you're giving up a lot of points on the other
Yeah.
end,
And
which you
same
can't.
with RJ. So RJ, I think, had a really, really weak, like a
It's been a
Saturday.
tough stretch for RJ
Yeah,
this I even the game tonight, like he does not look like himself in terms of
mhm,
his assertiveness that
yeah,
we saw early on in the year. Like he looks like, not to reference the game, but tonight, but I seen him get stripped 3 times in a row on 3 straight
yeah,
possessions
yeah.
by Stephen Curry. Like, what are we talking about here?
Mm.
That's like a few inches difference. Like he's got to be better than that, especially down the stretch. And a lot of these games, I see Scotty laboring out there trying to force the offense. RJ was supposed to be the guy to kind of be that release valve for the team,
Mhm.
where he get to the rim, he can collapse the defense, but he hasn't done that these past few games,
No, no,
right? And
nah,
I don't
it's
know
not.
what's going
I don't know. I never wonder, like, again, and this is where I don't trust the coaching staff.
on
I don't know. Is it that the coaching
to
staff
read that, right? Yeah,
is like is not putting them in positions to succeed? Like someone was saying today that, oh well, we were talking about Grady Dick standing in the corners. Like, who told him to sit there and stand in the corners? Like, what's
right.
going on there? Like,
That's a
and
design.
yeah, and
Design.
then
Yep.
the slip screen kind of offense that they were running, which worked very well because Golden State are not big at all. But
Not all, yeah.
you can't continue doing like a high low feed all game. Like they almost
No.
like the Raptors almost lost this game if it weren't
Yeah.
for Boucher.
Yep.
Anyways,
Bush.
so that was the game.
Yeah.
That was the Detroit game.
Detroit game.
Kind of sad. Let's talk about the starting lineup. I want to keep it on like this starting lineup of
Mm-hmm.
Emmanuel Quickly, Grady Dick, Jakob Poeltl, RJ Barrett. Now
BBQ.
I've talked about this a few times in this this
Mm.
podcast here, is that I don't see the balance. I don't see the balance. I know Emmanuel Quickly is supposed to be the starting point guard, but I feel that he doesn't facilitate the offense very well,
Mm-hmm.
especially when it comes to getting his teammates involved in the game.
Is that his
He's
fault
always
though?
kind of sorry.
Is that his fault?
I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if it's just he's trying to get himself going, get his shot going. I
Because I
find
don't know if you remember a few months ago or maybe a month ago, a while back before the injury. Remember Darko was saying, a reporter asked him, if he's okay with the amount of threes that Quickly's taking, and he said he wants him to take 10 plus threes a game. Right? He wants him to take this amount of threes, and it's like, so is it a product of Quickly just trying to get his,
Mhm.
like on his own, or is this like designed where the coach is like, I want you to put up as many shots as possible? I don't
Yeah,
know, and
I don't
this
know.
is kind of detrimental to the rest of the starting five because it doesn't call for Quickly to put up that many shots. Like he had
Yeah.
what 20 shots this game, 7
And
of
two
20.
assists and
He
two
took the
assists,
most
bro.
shots. Your point guard should not take the most shots in a game unless the
But
defense
the
are giving it
NBA
to him.
the
It's
NBA is
different.
shifting to having point guards being scorers,
But
but
that's the thing.
you
But
have
Dre,
to
if you have Scotty and RJ on your team
yeah,
and Grady Dick, you got to get them going, man.
yeah.
You got to get them going.
Which is where I think they're trying to make it so that Scotty is the secondary facilitator in this starting
Hmm.
line, which is great. I don't mind that, but I don't think so. The other thing that I have an issue with is that
Hmm.
because of the defense of Emmanuel Quickly, Grady Dick, RJ
Hmm.
Barrett, and then even Jakob
Hmm.
Pearl's defense isn't the greatest. It's like now you have four players that are not good at defense
Right.
in the starting lineup, and
Right.
we're off kilter here because it's like we need to stop players. We can't just constantly trying to score, and
Well,
then you
that's the
have
thing.
the issues with Emmanuel Quickly trying to
Right.
get his own, and then Scotty Barnes like okay now he's taking that finally which I love is him
The
playing at
mid
the
range
four
turnaround.
that mid
Yep.
range turnaround, but then
Yep.
he's trying to facilitate at the same time as well,
It's a lot.
right?
It's a lot
Uh,
for him. It's a
Yeah,
lot.
and then RJ he's trying to get to the rim, but
Hmm.
Scotty doesn't bring enough gravity. Like in that, I guess it was the Brooklyn game. That's when they
Hmm.
started double teaming Scotty, which was really good. Finally showing that he's pulling gravity, but Scotty
Hmm.
doesn't get that gravity as much yet. But
Right.
he, in order for this to happen, he needs to grab. He needs to be starting off as scoring to pull the gravity to him. Then
Right.
it opens it up for the others, right? So, anyways, let me stop talking. What are
So
your thoughts on that?
no. So what? Basically what you were talking about balance earlier, and basically what I'm seeing is that you have guys who are not scoring the ball at a higher clip right now. I'm talking about starting five together, and then you're giving up points on the other end. It just causes a recipe for disaster. I
Yeah.
mean, you can't stop anyone, and then on the other end you can't score the ball, right?
Mhm.
So what is the goal here? What's the plan here? What is the strategy here? Is it to get
Yeah.
RJ and Grady going or quickly going? Because
Mhm.
I'm watching these first quarters and the Raptors are usually down by like 8 points within 2 minutes of the game starting, and it's like, okay, did we have a scheme starting the game? We can't seem to get a good shot, right? Like a set play where we get a good shot, either an open three or something close to the basket. It just seems like we're still trying to figure out the starting lineup. So I don't know how hard they're working in practice to get these guys going, but it's not translating
Yeah.
to wins. This is why I think the starting lineup should be staggered a little bit. Who comes out, who comes in, I don't know.
Mhm.
But something
And
has to change.
so I am proposing this. I'm proposing we take RJ out of the starting lineup
I
and
agree.
put in and put
Ochai.
Ochai.
The reason why I like it, and I'll be honest with you,
Mhm.
RJ.
You don't like it or you like it?
Oh, that I like it is that
Yeah.
RJ is a all systems go player, meaning when he gets the ball, he has one objective: to drive left and get to the rim.
Yeah.
Right? If there's somebody guarding him, that's what he's thinking. I guarantee you. If
Mhm.
he's open, he's gonna shoot the three.
Yeah.
So at that point, if you have a player like that, right, your offense should be either catered towards him, or you got to find him a spot, in the minutes where he's playing with guys that don't require that. But
Yeah.
the problem is you have Emmanuel Quickly,
Mhm.
Grady Dick, and Scotty who require the basketball.
Mhm.
So this is where
Yeah.
we're losing the balance here, right?
Yeah,
Because
and
RJ trying to make plays out there. He's trying to get to the rim. That's it.
that's where I said that I think his skill sets are from he needs to be he's
Yeah,
a glorified six man. He doesn't have to play
absolutely.
too much defense. He can like playing with Jamal Shed.
Yeah,
It would help him so much because then Jamal can focus on defending the point of attack
and
as
it's not a
and then
demotion.
and pushing the ball exactly.
It's not a
That's how
demotion.
I don't
You have
think
to look
so.
at some of the greatest scorers ever. You remember James Harden came off the bench for that OKC team
Correct. Yep.
and did very well, right, in the playoffs and in those seasons that he was there, right? You look at Manu Ginobili, Hall of Famer, in my opinion,
Mhm.
right? Came off the bench and did wonders. But I think the coach has to find that space for him. Whether you go to him and say, "Look, RJ, we're going to take you put you on the bench, but you're going to be getting the minutes that you still get now, but you're going to be playing with these guys. And I want you to be you. Go out there, push that pace on offense, right? Get to the rim, do
Make
what
him
you
the
need to
number
do.
one option off
Yeah,
the bench.
exactly, off the bench.
Yeah.
So it's
Even
it's
even
basically,
when Scotty is playing with him, have him
yeah,
being the number one scoring option. You know,
bro.
I know
It
people
works
are
so well.
saying that we should have Grady come off the bench. I don't think
No,
so because I think Grady actually balances out better.
yeah,
Yes, Grady's defense is not as good. Like
but he needs the
Grady
spacing.
and the spacing.
Yeah,
That
he needs the
it's the
spacing out.
spacing because once Scotty starts getting that gravity,
Yeah,
uh,
that's it.
man,
That's
oh
it.
man! And then because Ochai is so good at the corner threes,
hmm
um, he's
hmm
hitting it at like what 42% or something
And
like
he's
that.
an amazing cutter too. So if you have
Great
Scotty
cutter.
out there or RJ, right, who's gonna get to the rim, you got a
Mhm.
guy who's able to cut and read and properly
Yeah,
off the defense and get to an open spot, right? He's
yeah,
not gonna beat his man off the dribble every time, but he will be effective,
yeah.
right?
And
Crashing the boards and all such.
I completely agree with that. That's what it is. And that's what I'm thinking. I know people are like, oh, we should trade this, we should trade that. Let's not trade yet. Well, in the sense of like when we're talking about the Emmanuel quickly RJ Barrett. So I don't think we should trade. Let's try to keep them and try to fit role. I think our offense needs to fit within the players that we have. I think that's what the coaching staff needs to do is work on trying to fit the offense and the defense within the player personnel that we have right now. So taking RJ out of the starting lineup, putting him into as the sixth man, first man off the bench, playing with Shed, playing with Boucher. Like these are the type of players that you want around him, those energy players, and then it will balance things out because now you have Ochai playing the best defender, right? Especially off the bat when the game starts, getting that energy guy right off the bat when the game starts. Then you have Scotty Barnes can start focusing on his offense, starting the game instead of in the third or fourth quarter where he's trying to whatever. No, no, get him starting. So now the gravity's starting to pull to him because now he's killing you guys. He's killing the team inside. Now we need to kind of start to game plan defensively around him. And guess what happens? It starts to open things up for Grady and Ochai, and then even Emmanuel quickly, right? So Yeah, so we're gonna continue talking about this starting lineup and how things are going with the Raptors, and um, I don't know if we're gonna be doing any trades or stuff like that. Like Chris Boucher has been playing out of his mind for the last couple of games, especially his birthday was on and stuff was up. I'm hoping that he plays himself into a nice little trade, get him to a contender. Like it would be great to get him into a contender so we can get a first round pick in there. Yeah, it's been an interesting ride so far with the starting lineup. And yes, it is only a 5 game sample size. I understand that, but to me, I think I've seen the players individually enough to understand or at least picture how they would play together. And I kind of feel like this is unbalanced. This whole starting lineup is unbalanced, and then again the bench is unbalanced as well. So yeah, Sheldon, you're back. Everything's good with you? No, we kind of lost Sheldon. With some technical difficulties. Yeah. So, anyways, so as we continue to kind of talk about this
I'm back.
team,
Sorry.
oh, there we go. All right, Sheldon. So I was just saying that I think we're gonna have to find balance with the team that we have now.
For sure.
Start to kind of cater the offense and the defense based on the players personnel that we have now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was just saying, did you want to talk a little bit about Chris Boucher and his
Yeah, man.
play? Yeah.
Well, I mean, we'll talk about it in the offensive player of the week or the surprise player
Oh
of the
yeah,
week.
let's
But
get to that then.
yeah,
Let's go to offensive player of the week.
yeah, man. Shout out to
Um,
Montreal's own Chris Boucher. Bonjour.
all right,
Listen,
offensive player of the week. Who you got
listen,
this
I
week?
I get it. I get it. He's playing for his future in the league. He's playing for his pride. He had a tough beginning of the year where we're all looking at him like, okay, this is gonna be his last year. We're not gonna keep this guy on much longer because he wasn't really contributing, right? Here and there, had a few DMPs, coach's decision, and now he's playing like he's trying to help us get the best first round pick we can get because I think it's inevitable. Unfortunately, I like the guy. We talked about it before, but I like the guy, but this is not sustainable. We're
Yeah,
enjoying the ride now, but this is not sustainable. But
yeah,
I do
and
want to give him his props for not complaining, not saying anything in the media, not posting any cryptic messages. He's just going out there and playing his game. Whether that is hitting shots, whether that's attacking the rim, crashing the boards. Shout out to him for being a professional, showing up whenever he gets his minutes. He's gonna do his best, and it's been, contributing. But again, this is not sustainable. We know who Chris Boucher is,
yeah,
and um, I wish him the best
yeah.
going forward.
You
But
can't. I see it like this. You can't teach old dogs new tricks.
yeah,
And he's supposed to be our vet.
you keep
My
saying that.
concern. Yeah, my concern is that he's not a good influence on our younger players when it comes to just even body language, attitude, preparation for the game, or
Really,
at least, yeah, I don't think he. I think yes, the energy thing is there, the energy and putting your life on the line or
mm,
your body on the line here. I
mhm.
just think that there's a little bit more. How is it that your coach said that you are his treating
Treat
him
him
like
like
a
a rookie.
rookie?
Yeah,
I
that was
cannot
tough pill to
believe that
swallow
is like the one of the most disrespectful things
for
I'm
sure,
hearing for a vet.
for sure.
But that just says like a testament. And it's not only from this year that I've been really kind of cheesed
No,
at
no,
him. It's
no.
from
He's been the
last
same
year.
player since we've
Yeah,
gotten him.
yeah.
Yeah, he
So
hasn't, he hasn't grown in the sense of like, wow, you've seen an improvement from year to year. We just know what we're getting when he's on the
yeah,
floor, right?
yeah.
He's gonna shoot that ball. If he gets it, he's gonna attack the rim. He's gonna, the hustle plays.
Mhm.
But I think what we're seeing now is like it's just an audition for his
He
next
thinks
team.
he's Kobe, man. Every time he touches the ball,
There's no
he
hate,
just
by the way.
shoots.
I just want to
I,
be clear.
I no,
No
I
hate.
love his energy, but I think if he was on a if this team was a good team, if
He
we
wouldn't
had
play.
a
He wouldn't play. He wouldn't play.
I think he would play. I think he would. No, bro, we got to keep his value. What are you saying?
No, I'm
He would
saying you
play.
said if he's on a good team.
Yeah,
I don't
he would
think he's
play.
getting minutes. I doubt it.
Fam, yo, stop this, yo.
I doubt it.
Hold on. Yo,
No, teams will still pick him up.
yo,
Listen, teams will pick him up for a practice player. Remember,
Sheldon, stop this. We need to
listen,
evaluate this first round
practice
pick.
squads, practice players know who they are. They're only there for
Hold on,
between 10 a.m. and 12
let me
a.m.
mute you. Like, what,
12 p.m.
bro? We trying to get. What are you
He's
doing?
a practice player, man.
No, stop this.
Because the team is bad.
This guy would play on any playoff team. You know what I'm saying?
All right, you keep your delusion up.
What is
Keep your delusion.
Well, my offensive player of the week is Scotty Barnes because he has been, bro. He's in his bag, bro. Yeah, he has a bag. Now everyone's there talking. Oh, he doesn't have a go-to shot, bro.
Oh, he does.
Turnaround midi. It's like it's butter now. Like he's shooting, I think, 62% from there. Like
he reminds me of a young Kevin Garnett when he used to take those mid-range shots and no one could block him because he was so tall and he used to shoot the ball so high. That's the same thing I've seen with these post moves from Scotty. Like he has that ability to just turn around and shoot over any defense. And I'm talking any defense. I'm talking 7-footers. I'm talking 6'9" guards. Doesn't matter. He's just turning around and shooting that ball way over his head, and it's good most of the time. He's shooting at a high
around that key, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, so I think he's found a niche in that regard to where, like, if I need a bucket, like every offensive player has that, right? Like Jordan had his post fadeaway, all these guys had their signature move where if I need a bucket, I'm gonna go to this move right here, and it's gonna be effective.
Yeah.
So every great player has that, and I'm glad to see that from.
And I like the development of it, and I think it's gonna get better. It's gonna start to extend out to the to like the to the free throw line kind of thing.
Remember, he couldn't shoot threes last year. Now he's shooting threes at a better clip. He's not taking great shots, but I mean he's shooting better at 3-point line. So your offensive player Scotty. I'm gonna go with Boucher.
All right, what do you think defensive player of the week is for you?
Nobody. Duh.
I've got Jamal Shed, bro. I'm sorry, bro. That Jamal Shed.
Okay.
Jamal Shed has been tearing it up as a like he is our best point guard. I have no disrespect to Emmanuel Quickly, no disrespect to Mitchell. He is the best point guard, like not player.
Yeah. I get you.
Running the offense, he's hitting his open threes now, and he is playing great defense. There was even a play in this in that Detroit game, where I think the Raptors had thrown it away, and they were coming. Detroit's coming on a fast break, and then Jamal just throws his arms up and gets a steal, right? And it's just like. Doing those little
instincts, like we always talk about Kawhi being a great defender. Like he had those instincts, right, where he knew where the ball was headed to and try to beat it, beat the pass, right, or beat the ball to the pass. So, guys like that, you want to give as many minutes to as possible because that's an easy game changer right there. You want a guy who's going to disrupt the opposing player's offense. Yeah. And he's someone. Him and Davion Mitchell are great at that. Yeah. Just like taking them out their first action, their second action. You know what I mean? And I need to see more Jamal Shed, man. Simple as that.
And he's a fun player to watch, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Fun player to watch.
And he plays hard every time.
Every time. Rookie of the week. I'm giving it to Jamal Shed. No, to Chris Boucher.
Rookie.
What? Rookie of the week, bro.
Chris Boucher is like 8 years in the league. What are you talking
about? Hey, dog. Yo, coach said he's one of the rookies. I'm giving Chris Boucher rookie of the week.
That's hate.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Hey, I didn't say coach said. Coach
he's
said.
In the league. He's a 2-time champion. Stop it.
Where's my? There it is.
2-time champ.
Chris Boucher was told that he is one of the rookies. I'm giving rookie of the week because he's been killing it.
Oh man,
10 points in 2 minutes, man. That's
shout out to Chris. He had like 15 in the fourth today. Shout out to him, man. He did well.
All right, surprise player of the week for you, my friend.
Surprise, man. It's Boucher, man. It's just like we keep mentioning it, but he's really like no one saw this coming, right? We didn't think that he had.
He does.
Oh well, if we're talking about current trends, like for the season, I didn't expect this from him. Like 15 in the fourth, playing consecutive games where he's had such a high impact. I was not expecting that at all from
He
him.
had his birthday high. You know, they had honored him at
Yeah, man.
school.
Like
So
I'm not expecting that from him.
fine. I still give him rookie of the week, but you got this, bro. You got this. All right. We got predictions. Let's get down to the predictions.
Mhm.
Next week. Hold on. Where's my
Oh, we can start with Monday because we didn't seen it already.
Oh yeah, we already saw Monday, of course.
Yep.
So yeah, the Raptors defeated the Golden State Warriors. So yeah, Raptors are at least winning one game this week. It was a really good game. Well, we'll talk about it in next week's.
It was the one to get, to be honest.
Yeah,
That was
because
the one to
Golden
get.
State was depleted, bro. They were depleted.
Depleted. No Draymond, no Gary Payton, no what's his name, Kuminga. Like
Yeah. Yes, and no Draymond as well.
yeah.
So Raptors are playing Boston at home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then
Schedule loss.
that's a loss. Yeah.
Schedule
Then we're
loss.
playing Milwaukee. So they played Milwaukee last week. They
Yep.
played them very well.
Oh, they're in
Well,
Milwaukee.
not very well. They
It
played
was
them
relatively
okay.
okay. We didn't play our best, I'd say that.
Yeah.
So we couldn't really gauge
Yeah.
compared to what Milwaukee was playing.
Do you think we get back at Milwaukee? It's going to be in Milwaukee.
No, not at all.
No.
Not at all.
Okay, so we're going 1-2 this week. So that's the
There's got to be like unless this Boston game is like one of those embarrassing losses,
Mhm.
and you like the pressure is on you. I don't see us winning in Milwaukee. The Boston game is interesting because Boston did lose a few games last month. I think it was late December.
Yeah.
I can't remember if they lost. It was in Atlanta they
and they
lost.
lost to Atlanta, and I think they lost to Charlotte, bro.
Yeah, it was one of those bad teams that they lost to, and at home. And
Mhm.
the coach there was really irate towards the end of the game. But it just shows that they are beatable, like any team in the NBA. But again, who's
Not in
showing
a
up?
7-game series though.
Who's no, I never said that. Who's showing up? Who's showing up? Right? Is RJ gonna show up finally? Because he's had a bad stretch of games.
Yeah.
In the last few. Is quickly gonna show up. Quickly sat out tonight against Golden State. Is he gonna play against Boston? Who knows? And this is the thing. Raptors have so much inconsistent lineups to where you don't even know who's gonna be in and out the
Who's
lineup.
going to be playing?
So
another thing too, I would like to say that
yeah,
Quickly is still injured. Like he's
yeah,
coming
absolutely.
back from an injury. I don't say his. That's why I didn't like harp on his bad play or whatever.
Right.
I still think his shooting stroke needs some help.
Yeah.
Because of the injury. So
It's like a Tommy John or something like that. Like
yeah, like it's a baseball injury. Like how did that happen, right?
And he came back pretty quickly too.
Yeah.
All things considered.
No pun intended.
All
right. Let's get into around the NBA.
Yes.
So first one, this one's gonna cheese you.
So I gotta run.
Yeah, no problem. We got only a few stories. This one's gonna cheese you.
All right, go ahead. All right, just skip that one, man. Go ahead, skip that. We're not talking about convicted
Jontay Porter Jr., our beloved. I love this guy. I'm so cheesed about him. But bro, he was texting during the game.
Is that a like what do they call that again? Are the brothers an accessory now to the crime?
I don't know.
Because they knew about it? Like I don't know.
There must
be some criminal jargon where these guys are somewhat knowledgeable of what he was doing.
But bro, I'm not saying, I'm saying it's all allegedly.
Of course.
How didn't the coaches know?
Well,
no, there are signs. The guy, like when you look at the evidence, like how, if especially how Darko is with his players and how close he is.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Darko is at fault. I'm not saying Darko knew about the gambling, but how did he not know the signs that something was going awry with this kid?
Well, maybe he was really good at keeping things close to the chest, keeping things very personal. I mean, you can have a great relationship with a guy and not know, who he's texting. Like, I'm not expecting the coach to know everybody he's texting, but at the same time,
why are you texting during a game? Shouldn't
the entire team was caught off guard? He fooled everyone, bro. He fooled everybody.
I don't know, bro. Because think about it. You're texting during a game. Is that like?
Oh, halftime?
I'm a coach. What are you doing, bro? Look at I went
Yeah.
back to the locker room to get eye checked on. I don't know if I'm gonna play much. I'm not starting second half, but if it's garbage time, I will shoot a million shots. Fam, this guy was on the bench, not on the bench. I had to be back in his locker room, bro.
Yeah, he was playing. He was playing. He was definitely playing. There was a stretch where he was starting and he was getting a lot of minutes in that really bad season. But like, this guy has so much potential to be like. Imagine him off the bench now instead
Oh
of
man,
Kelly Olynyk. Like,
Kelly Olynyk. Oh, he would be so. Oh
you'd
my
have a
god.
legit pick and pop 3-point threat, or a
We're
guy who
like
could dive, or just you know what I mean. Like he had skills.
ever since we
And he
lost.
just made the league, like after trying forever, and then you go and give it up over this. Come on, bro.
Oh,
Come on. Your
anyways,
contract would have got you more money than what you were
he
doing.
wasn't even making any money.
No, I'm
Honestly.
saying the contract he would eventually have gotten would have made more money than whatever he thought he was making.
Yeah,
You know,
I don't know.
I don't know.
All right, next story. All right, Brandon Jennings calls Jason Tatum the softest superstar in Celtics history. What are
Okay,
your thoughts on that?
Brandon Jennings, we love you, bro. We love you. You're a great rookie. You had a nice little entry to the NBA.
54 points in a game, bro.
Yeah, most by any rookie at the time. I don't know if that record was broken. But let's just pump the brakes, right? Let's just slow all the way down, Mr. Jennings. Okay, Jason Tatum is a superstar in this NBA.
Yeah.
He is a NBA champion, right?
Don't
Multiple
call him
time All
soft.
Star, multiple time All NBA. You haven't even sniffed half of his success.
Did he even go to the
Now
playoffs?
you're a very talented, maybe once, very talented player, Brandon. But let's just show some respect to Tatum, who's maybe not even 26 or 27 yet. I think he's
Yeah.
still like 25 or something,
Yeah.
like something crazy.
He's
And
26. Yeah.
he's accomplished way more before 30 than you have playing in the NBA, right? And I'm not trying to disrespect you because you know who am I, but
Mhm.
for you to say he's the softest superstar in the history of the Celtics, what kind of statement is that? What does that
I don't
even
know.
mean?
I find Jason Tatum, he puts on numbers. My only concern with
Come
Jason
on, man.
Tatum is that it's like he's like that person that's trying to be something he's not. I just want him to be himself. And if himself is trying to be quiet, like that. Remember when in the finals he was just like, "Let me try that again." When he's like,
oh yeah,
"Everything is awesome" or something, and he goes, "Let me
yeah.
try that one again."
Trying to,
It's,
the emotions don't seem genuine, but you
yeah,
know
it
what?
doesn't seem, but I think
Maybe
that's
he's just
him,
a
bro.
weirdo. Yeah, maybe he's
Yeah,
just a
it's
weirdo.
him, and he got some weirdo coach. So
Facts.
whatever, bro. Like,
You know what I mean?
bro, if I would love to be that skilled to be playing and
Absolutely.
winning a championship at
I would
that age,
love
bro.
to text
Come on.
Kobe and be like, "Listen, man, I won a championship." You know, like little things like that, man. Like these guys just go on podcasts and say whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
And I know that's what podcasts are for
Yeah.
engagement and entertainment. But some things should just be left unsaid. It's better you say that off mic than you saying that on a broadcast that's going to be cut and replayed over and over and over.
Oh,
and
if
over.
you say it, like back that up. Like
Or back it
what
up.
examples are there? Like, come
Back
on.
it up with some logic, man. But there's no universe
Yeah.
where Jason Tatum is soft if he has this type of talent.
And
There's
we're
no
not Celtic fans. We do.
exactly.
I despise Celtics,
I
but I
can't stand
respect.
them niggas. But guess what? He is a superstar in this league. He's gonna be all NBA, right? The Celtics probably gonna get back to the finals.
Top 5
Right?
MVP voting.
He
He's gonna get it.
he just might go off in the finals and get MVP.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yep.
You never had that opportunity.
You've never been
Right.
at that level ever.
So let's just pump the brakes
Yeah, so.
and relax. But yeah, let's move on, bro.
All right, last story. That's what I want. And this one is a very interesting one. I want to hear your take.
Yeah.
Paul George says that he's bored with his role on the Sixers.
Hey, Paul
Now,
George.
we're talking about again. We're
Don't say
talking
anything.
about.
I saw on me, bro. Hey, Paul George.
Hold on.
Look at me, man. It's your boy Shells. All right. If you are bored with trying to play hard for a winning team, if you're bored with being a superstar that hasn't won anything, if you're bored with getting hundreds of millions of dollars to play basketball, if you're bored with being looked up to by these young boys as the GOAT, right? If you're bored with all these titles that you have and yet you've accomplished nothing in your career outside of a few, you probably went to one Eastern Conference final, one Western Conference final, I believe, and a lot of disappointment. You've been on superstar teams with a lot of talent, right? And you could never win. So what are you bored with? How about you get interested in winning some games, bro? How about that?
Didn't they start 2-9?
What's the record right now? Does anyone even watch Philly games anymore? I haven't even seen Paul George play on the court. He had more episodes on his podcast than he had games played at one point.
So Philly right now is 15-22.
Yeah,
they've lost 2 in a row. I don't know, bro. I think
talking about?
When you make statements like that, it's like maybe it's like you need to be dropping 35 a game, winning games. No, he needs to get off the podcast, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
They should ban players that are playing in the NBA from having podcasts, bro.
During the season, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, bro. Like that is it's a detriment because now all the news outlets are just saying things and like Draymond has a bad game and he comes on and says some crap. That's foolishness, bro. That's not.
It used to be players would say something like in the post game presser or something like that, which I understand. You know, you just fresh off a loss or a win or whatever, you're feeling yourself and you want to say what's on your mind. I get it, but for you to go home, turn the podcast videos on, have a studio ready, right? Like you guys are ridiculous, man, for doing this type of stuff in season, and you're complaining about your role on the team. You're complaining about you being bored. How about you win some games?
And it's funny because Kawhi talks about how free the offense is when it comes to Nick Nurse.
Listen, Kawhi, you left a 3-peat to go play with that guy, and that same guy left you high and dry. Now you'll probably never win another championship with the way your body's going.
The way that's
hey, who am I?
I know. Anyways, guys,
I had 3 of these things already.
Oh, that would be. We would be bored with winning.
You know what I'm saying? It would have been like the Lakers in the 2000s. But anyways, I digress.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening to the podcast.
Yes, sir.
Boardman Gets Paid podcasts. Check us out on YouTube, on Spotify, or anywhere you get your podcasts. Also, follow Regular Shells on Twitter or X, and follow the podcast that he has, the No Service Podcast.
Yes.
And check it out on anywhere you get podcasts. So, guys,
and on YouTube.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Peace. All right, man.